Alright, here is my month of May video. In the rough, early as hell, voice still raspy, not dressed, all of it. Alright, the word for the Gemini season is Gemini season, May 24th. I turned 25 this year. It's your girl, Kitty Bodega. This is WordPress.word. KittyBWorld.wordpress.com. Need to wait. I did wash my face and shit, but I'm just still waking up. So, alright, the word for Gemini season is accountability. Whether you are being accountability or you are holding other motherfuckers accountability for the shit that they say and do, it's necessary now. It's down time to the nitty gritty. You know, we waited and we pestered and we let motherfuckers play for a little bit too long, and we started to forget who we were, and it's on now. And that's all I gotta say is it's on. You know, it's on. But with, you know, being accountable and having accountability, it is a necessary thing in order for you to continue on your journey. Like, if you think you're gonna be getting blessed and all this and all that without some kind of accountability to the actions that you have, just know this, all right? Because this is what my definition of accountability is. Accountability is knowing that, first of all, what you're doing. It's knowing what your actions are, okay? And then it's knowing that your actions have consequences that may affect other people. That is accountability in my eyes. When you are accountable for yourself and the things that you do and how they might affect other people, I feel like people who are accountable are a different breed of people, because it's so many people willing to put the blame on other people. And when you live in that victim mind state, you're not really hurting anybody but yourself, you know? You may feel like, oh, well, the longer I stay like this, the more somebody gonna feel me. No, you know, people, the person you want to hurt the most ain't gonna be hurting. It's gonna be you. You know what I'm saying? Because you holding on to shit that they don't even, they like, what? I did what? They completely oblivious about it. So take accountability and be like, you know what? I did some fucked up shit, or somebody did some fucked up shit, but you know what? It's not gonna happen again. Then you start to look at, you know, the situation for what it was and what you learned from it. What can you take from it? Because you can take anything from any lesson in life. You can, anything good or bad, you can always learn from it. And if you're not learning, you already did. If you feel like you know everything and you ain't out here searching, I'm trying to tell you, if you feel like you have already found all the answers to life, you are already dead. You are already stagnant. And not many people, the way that things are shifting around here, not many people is going to be dealing with that. If you feel like you didn't reach the pinnacle of who you are, and you can't look to higher source or higher self to reach in and dig deeper and find out and pull out more, you're just a wasteland. And I'm not being, this is what it is. You're a wasteland. And that's word. Until you start waking up every day and taking accountability for your life and your actions and doing better for yourself, you don't mean no good to nobody. It's just not possible. Even if you have the purest intent, until you start doing shit for yourself, until you start walking for yourself, you running for another motherfucker ain't gonna mean shit. So we gotta get on the ball. We gotta get all of this shit out. I've been seeing like a lot of different posts, a lot of different women, you know, that's why I can't get down with all this different music, all these different, I mean, I love music. I'm gonna always support music, but I can't get down with all certain shit, because a lot of it is not right. I seen a post on Facebook, basically saying like, we ain't crying over niggas no more. We becoming niggas. And I'm like, what? Like, When do we get to this point that we don't want to take action for anything anymore, and we rather just settle? Like, you rather, so you at this point, it's just for you, like you realize you can't beat a nigga at his own game, so you're gonna join him and be a nigga? Like, that's weak. You know what I'm saying? Women, we need to rise up. Men, we need to rise up. We all need to rise up as individuals, and we need to check ourselves and get in tune with ourselves and our star players, because we out here worried about other people and what they have to offer us. Meanwhile, we don't have shit to offer ourselves. I know a lot of us went through past trauma and things like that, but do not deal with people until you are mentally and emotionally ready for things. That's accountability, my nigga. Do things when you are ready and not when you want. I am learning that shit. So, like, yeah. The things that I say, I don't just pull them from out my ass. I say these things because I lived it, and now I'm like cycling through shit, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me say this, because this is something that we all gotta work on, because it's something that if I can recognize this in myself, I know it's a worldwide thing. I know that nobody's, because it's just no way. And the only way you can really, really heal yourself is if you really choose to take that journey to heal yourself. Because a lot of people, they talk about them wanting to get past certain things, but then they don't wanna either put themselves in other people's shoes, or it's a lot. I'm not trying to be your I'm not trying to tell you to like get over it, because I totally don't believe stuff like that. I believe it takes a long process not a super long process, but I believe it takes a process to heal over things. And I can imagine, if you want to live a better life, there's some things that you just gotta cut. And it could be the way that you feel about certain things. It could be that you think of things this way, and it may not be that way at all. Like, I'll share a personal example of what I'm saying. Before I got my apartment, me and my mom, basically, we were living together, but I had just moved back in with her, so we weren't like, it hadn't been a long time. But my mom had gave me like a time limit to which she wanted me to have my apartment. And I was looking for apartments. I had already been looking for apartments, but I was looking for apartments, and I found one, but I was needing to wait to get the money for my security deposit. I had already got approved and everything, and they were waiting on me to give me the keys. And long story short, my mom was just like, tonight, you have to find somewhere else to go. Like, you think you staying here tonight? It's a dub. And I cried like a baby. I cried. I couldn't believe, like, why you doing this to me when I'm going so hard already? I'm so hard on myself already. I'm hurt, like this and this and that. I moved into my apartment that day. And for 2 weeks, nobody knew where I was at. Nobody had called me. Nobody had checked on me. Nobody knew shit. And I was just going my ass to work. Like, nothing. So, one day, I get a phone call from my pops, and he's like, hey, JD, when the last time you talked to your mom? I'm like, it's been a while. He like, I think you should call your mom. I'm like, all right. So I call my mom, and we talk or whatever. And I sent her my address. I say, this is where I'm at. My mom come in there, and I'm like, Kelly, this is my shit. And then at this point, I was sleeping on the floor and stuff like that. Well, I think I had an air mattress at this point. And actually, honestly, it was a while. It was like close to like, it was close to almost a month before my mom even found out where I lived. And I'm saying all of that to say this. At the time, I felt like she was doing me an injustice. I felt like she was hurting my feelings. I felt like she just didn't want me there. She was being rude. She was being belligerent. She wasn't being a mom. I felt so many different type of ways. But when I finally got in my apartment, and it took me about 2 or 3 months, and she had been over and everything, and then we had started making, my place look like my place. It took me to realize that if she would have never said what she said to me, I would have never had the fire in me to do what I needed to do for myself. And from then, it's like, okay, sometimes shit may really not be what it seems. Sometimes you can look at something. I'm not saying that this was the best way to go about it. But for me, and at that time, I seem to respond to urgency more so than I do if a person is being nice and doing like this to me. I seem to respond to fire being under my ass. It gives me a and it make me boom, boom, boom. Something that whatever it was that I hadn't been doing in those 3 weeks had hit me like a ton of bricks that day, and I went and I got my apartment. The only thing I feel like my mom wanted me to do is keep that same energy that she gave me, that momentum, and keep me going. And I can't lie, that fire has been here. I mean, it's been doused a few times by a little self-doubt and shit like that, but most definitely that fire is here. And while I've been here in Arizona, that fire is even huge. It's burning desire to go get it. Pure burning desire to go get it. It's like I can't really like describe what I do. I feel like people hear me talk about manifestation and shit, and they feel like I just wait on shit to fall out the sky. I be out here getting it. I write shit down and then I go after what it is that I want. That's my mindset. I don't sit and I don't wait for nobody to give me nothing, because I've taken the grips on the fact that there's nobody that's gonna save me but me. When I look in the mirror every goddamn day, that's the person I want to save me. That's the person that's gonna be with me throughout this journey for the rest of my life. I'm coming up on 25 years. 25 years. And a lot of people don't know, I never even saw my life past 18. So when people see me talking about my 20s, yes, because I never saw my life past 18. And you don't know what that's like for a young girl. When you're growing up and you never see your life past 18. And everything that you hoped and wished to have ain't there. When I was a kid, I thought I was supposed to get married out of high school, and that was life. I thought that's what you do. I didn't think that I didn't know anything about anything. And the only reason I thought that is because my parents were married when they had me, and I knew for a fact that regardless of what I wanted to do in life, I always wanted to be a wife. And I honestly thought that like you go from your parents to your husband's house or life. Like, you guys have that ability. I didn't know that there was a process to you learning how to walk and be independent in something on your own and holding on your own, so that when you get with that person, you can have and you can be. But some people misunderstood what I said and wanted to make more of a big deal about it than it was. No, I'm not saying that I never said you had to pay bills. No, what a motherfucker is saying is I didn't realize the importance of independency. I didn't realize that people who had two strong ass people who have long lasting ass marriages is because as individuals they are solid on their own, and that's what makes them so solid. I didn't understand that. So now I'm out. I'm like, what, fucking about to be 25, so it's been about I don't really want to do the math, 7 years, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, something around 7, 8 years. It's been a while since I graduated from high school, and my whole perception about the world has changed. And I'm fucking with it because I've cycled on this motherfucker long enough to know that what I desire and what I deserve is for me to have. And the reason I feel that shit in my heart is because it's for me. Now, the only difference between that and me having it is what I put in action to go get it. When I was 19 years old, and this is gonna sound mad crazy, but I met my soulmate. I didn't meet my soulmate, excuse me, because he's not one of those. He's the soulmate shit. I can go on for days about soulmates, twin flames, all that. He's the one. When I was 19 years old, I met the man I was supposed to marry. And I feel like God gave me a glimpse of him for many reasons. Number one, to show me that the love that I've always desired was very much possible, but it only mattered. Number one, how I felt about myself. Number two, what I allowed from people. Number three, it mattered how much action I was really willing to put in to have and receive the things that I desired. And that's what I'm learning. My whole life, I've been kind of like, these last 5 years, 6 years really, since I came home from massage school, I've been just trying to like, let life, figure itself out. And now it's like, nah, I'm finna tell you what it is. Like, I receive my destiny, and I receive the fate, and I also receive what I'm saying is, it's for me. That's why I feel this way. Now, the only thing standing in between me and what I want is myself. And when I move the fuck out my way, like I've been doing, and get into this action, I've been receiving the things that I desire. So, when you see me and my mans, just know we work really hard for that, for real. And I'm not saying it's like I'm a BC him. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I'm focused on myself right now. And honestly, this has been the best 6 months of my life. Like, I've been like saying, oh, I'm on a self-love journey. It never felt like this before. It never felt this real before, where not just the celibacy aspect, but the whole care aspect. Because to me, not having sex is easy, but especially for a long period of time. But what's hard is what you do in the process. I've been cooking for myself. I've been loving on myself, dancing with myself, singing to myself, writing to myself, telling myself what I want, telling myself what I deserve. I've been like, did I mention cooking for myself? I'm gonna mention it again, because that's something I thought I only needed to learn for my man. So you gotta understand, like, me nurturing myself by cooking and feeding myself, this make me feel so good. I've been working out, I've been getting out, I've been exercising, like, and when I say getting out, exercising, I mean walking. I've been walking. I walk like 3 to 4 miles a day, like, honestly, and just to clear my head, to feel good, and to receive what is meant for me. I've said receiving. I wish I had a number count, because I probably said receiving close to 15 times now. But I've never been a receiver, because I'm a giver. So receiving is big for me. So I'm in this time period where saying receiving and actually feeling it and receiving is huge. So, I mean, we just got to get this shit together, y'all. We got a lot of stuff to work on, but if we all work on ourselves individually, I'm pretty sure we could get it together, I know this video is like mad crazy. I know, like, my hair is sticking up. I don't really give a fuck about none of that shit now. I told y'all, when y'all come on these videos, they ain't never gonna be perfect, but they always gonna be raw and authentic, and they always gonna be me. So I may look like my daddy right now and a little bit of my mama, but that's cool, okay? And I'm not really saying that for you. I'm saying that for me, because, see, I'll see this shit and fuck around and I post the shit. And this how my other videos have been. But, nah, fuck it. The truth needs to come out today, Stand in your own right. Heal thyself, you heal thy family, you heal thy community, and you heal thy world. Alright? That's my new shit for the rest of my life. Alright? I'm wishing y'all peace and love. I'll definitely be back very soon, as far as like, it might be in next couple of days, but it might also be in June. But I'll be back very soon with another video. You guys already see me posting on my blog. It's kittybworld.wordpress.com. This is your girl Kitty Bodega. This is also Black Star Media Outlet, and I'm out.